these guys. How's it going, guys? Hope you're doing well. I am just making my phone a little bit faster by closing the million things I have up right now. Alright, let's see. Hopefully this is going. I can get this to work. Tell me if this is working on their ends. Oh, now it's working. Gotcha. Okay. So this is a song that was on my last album. One of my favorites on it, actually. probably because I convinced him to make it. When, you know this story probably already, Jody, but I was told there was a scale that was made that they didn't like, and I was like, send it to me. And they sent me this and I fell in love. It's the reason why people have a hard time with it is that it's not a percussion scale. Obviously it's percussion because you're hitting it, but it's an instrument that really needs to be played melodically and chordally. You can kind of randomly bang around on it, but it doesn't work the same way that like a chord or a jazz does. You definitely need a little bit more planfulness. But that said, you could meander and kind of do a bunch of other stuff like that on it, but it's one of the ones that there's just magic in this layout. So in handpan lingo, Andre called it the Marmara. In handpan lingo, it's called the Aegean scale, and it's often in C. So he dropped it down to an A versus a C. I have next to me an interesting instrument from my buddy at Godin Handpans, who I haven't talked to in a while, but hopefully he's doing well. I'll give you guys an idea of what this one sounds like. I would say it's about even. I think for newer players, the Rav is a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about not leaving it out in the sun or being able to share it with other people. But the strike is very similar. I think stainless steel and Ravs are probably about equal in difficulty to play on. Nitride takes a little bit of a different touch. magical scale. This one has 2 bottom notes as well. It's interesting too because there's many notes. There's a higher note on the body part of it. And there's also a lower note for the neck of it, and also the port itself has a note. Pretty fun. I need to treat this guy for some oil on the bottom. Very interesting instrument. Pretty, when it's not so humid outside, pretty easy to get a good singing the ding on, but this is not going to work because it's too sweaty out here. But yeah, you guys interested in seeing a particular scale, let me know. I will grab it for you. Strike missing a finger with the one. I don't know, there's nobody in here tonight. It's interesting. I swear that YouTube has been completely doing videos. It's so strange. I have a lot of subscribers too. It's very odd. 3 out of almost 16,000. That's pretty wild. Well, good for you because I get to talk to you directly. So, strike-wise, I would say for strikes, maybe you've seen me talk about this before, but if I was hitting the Rav, it would be the same deal. I'm very anti this position. There's poke players, I can name quite a few, but I won't to embarrass them. I think that this is a poor shape. And straightening out your finger and using that motion of flicking below the resting point of your finger and letting it bounce back up is going to give you a very clean strike, almost with a completely flat portion of this hand. I'm never aiming for the tip, I'm only aiming for this area here. So when I come down, I'm starting at, let me get a little closer, I'm starting this height and flicking below, so my finger wants to return up. And I'm using more of this motion and less of this motion. The biggest mistake people make when they're starting is using a big slap sort of movement versus a quick flick. This is how I'm able to play at 6-hour events and not be crying the next day with broken thumbs and pointer fingers. And it's the same deal for the thumb. Like I'm starting here and I'm doing a little like wrist flick down and letting my weight of my thumb down the instrument. I can give you an example on the grab as well. So if I was hitting that, or hopefully that helps. Good. It's also the rebound too. If you feel like you're not getting a good sound out of it, it's how fast your finger bounces up. Like if I'm making my finger wind up, it wants to bounce up out of that position. So imagine you're like tapping someone pretty solidly on the shoulder. That's the motion we're going for in this. Yeah, there's all sorts of ways of resolving that. Also, a lot of people will use middle finger, and I find that the middle finger, I can play with it, but there's not as much control with the middle finger as a pointer finger, and you can see that just because if you move your middle finger down, your ring finger wants to move with it, because these two are tied together. Pointer finger you can move and you don't really have as much motion on the rest of your hand versus this from. So I really promote this if it's possible for people to use it. Some people don't have big enough hands for dyads, so they'll end up using thumb and middle finger, but yeah, that's my best tip. Also mirroring, if you feel like one hand is working well, hey, how are you? if you feel like one hand is working well, paying attention to what you're doing with this hand and then trying to mirror that motion on the other side is very helpful. I think that people that struggle with that often, it's just the strike that's holding them back. So, let me play you guys one more on the Marmara, see if anyone else joins in, and then I'll go have some dinner. Also, if anybody's interested here, pretty much everybody here already is on my Patreon probably. You can get some tabs and videos for just a couple bucks a month, or if you just want to tip me and you want to have some support for my page, my Patreon's in my description. I'll put it in this video posthumously. Distracted me enough to hit the wrong note. Yeah, I need to get going on the podcast again. Podcast with Ethereal and E that I haven't posted yet. So that's on my list of things to edit up. Yeah, for me, it's a double-edged sword for me with social media, because I really I didn't have a Facebook, I didn't have a YouTube channel, I didn't have, I think I had a MySpace from high school maybe. That was still, it probably is still active. I never had an interest in social media at all, and then the Rav and Handpan became a thing. I have a really old YouTube channel. If you look back, you can find some of my old videos. Hill Shaman, Hilshaman. And that was just guitar stuff. So you can hear me when I was like 20 years younger than now, or 15 years younger than now. But when I created this channel, I didn't actually create it for the sake of posting music or tutorials or anything. It just kind of fell into that realm. So I followed the tract in that direction, but yeah, it definitely is a lot managing all of the social media. I'm not complaining, this is my job, I enjoy it. But I see why people have content creation managers and all that sort of stuff, so yeah. But hey buddy, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you as well. I think everybody in here already knows this. And Jody, thank you again. I love that icon of that person running. It's so cute. Very cool. I like it. I have a Patreon going now. If people are interested in donating to that, that is up in probably in my last video. I'll put this video for people who are watching this after the live stream. It'll just help me to do more and post more of my material for free. I did the math out the other day because Rav asked me to do sort of a bio. They just posted it on their page about how many lessons I've done over the last 5 years. And I've done almost 5,000 lessons in the last 5 years. I vary between like 900 and 1,100. Less towards the beginning and, you know, a lot now. And my pricing has changed throughout that period, obviously, as well, but that's wild. I don't know if there's any other Handpan or Rav teachers that have taught so many lessons. So I sometimes wonder when I'm teaching how I get to the point of it being so natural. I'm very comfortable in group situations or one-on-one, of course, as well, but that explains it. I never actually did the math for it, so I'm glad that I looked into it and investigated that. What are you guys saying here? I know, isn't that wild? Yes! The Indiegogo is great. I'm super excited about it too. I need to do more posting about it. I've been slacking on posting for the new album, but it's almost halfway funded, 40% funded. I'm going to be doing some posts with the instruments that I'm going to be giving away or raffling off, so that will help as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Crystal. Yeah, if anybody's interested, the Indiegogo campaign as well, which you just mentioned, I'm giving away a B, well, Rav is sponsoring and giving away a B Celtic and a D Celtic 9-note Mountain Man handpan, and it's going to be a super beautiful instrument. It's going to be an ember steel, and also a baby pan from Bella Sound Sculptures. So really good opportunities to win stuff. Most of you guys have already entered who are on here now, but I'm pretty excited to get an instrument into one of your hands. And I obviously want to make the amount that I pledged there, but it also would be kind of cool if the odds were very much in your favor if 15 people went for the Rav or the Handpan, because then your 1 in 15 is a pretty darn good odds to win a Handpan or a Rav. So I would be stoked if you guys got that. I'm gonna grab one more thing for us to play, and you guys ask any questions while I am grabbing that. Sorry to leave you. I'm back. For people here, how do you enter? Oh, it's right in my my whistle scale. Ah, your flute scale? If you message me the instrument you want to match, or just a key that you want, I can give you a bunch of examples, but yeah, that's the other thing. If you guys want to get to one or two flute scales, I'm making, one of the offers is making a custom set of scales on the flutes, which is pretty exciting. Good excuse to make new instruments. So yeah, message me what keys you might be interested in or what you want to match, and we can make it work. Let's see. So Jody, if you go onto my main page, just my home page, or the last video, it'll also be on this after this is done. You can just go to, it's indiegogo.com/rewildyoursoul. Or I think it's Wild Spaces. Whatever it is, go to the last video and it's up on that. It's also on my home page on YouTube as well. And that's going to be really fun. I've already started recording that. I'm hoping to have that done, recording, by the end of the fundraising period, or not done, but maybe 50% recorded, and then I'll send it off to get mixed and mastered. I did invest in some new recording equipment, which will improve the sound quality, but it's just exciting to have an album outside. I think that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, DM me on Facebook, that's cool. Perfect. For those that don't know, that album is going to be all new music recorded in wild spaces, beautiful spots, and it's going to have a video component, so you're going to get to see it here as well. And if you join the Patreon too, you'll get to see it before everybody else, so extra incentive. Thanks. I always forget that I can play with my eyes closed. It's a habit of every guitar player too to always look at their instrument when they're playing, but you definitely get into it more if your eyes are closed. That's also a way of testing if your sort of visual association on your instrument is correct. I find that I teach in a tab system when I'm working with people, but it's really easy to get attached to either a tab or to like, oh, this is the B flat, this is the F. What we're really working on, and what I'm working on when I'm teaching people through music and through song, is paying attention to where your body is. And that's what's going to allow you to develop skills to be fluid. And truly, I'm glad, truly the sort of fluidity of my playing happened in the last 3 years. And I've been playing for 7 years now. And something changed where I felt so comfortable playing the instrument that I don't know, something changed in how I approached the instrument or how my body understood the instrument. And now I can play things that I wrote, add onto them in sort of on the fly and improvise, but still come back to whatever structure I built. So for me, that really is the strongest approach to playing and to learning, is having some structure, being so comfortable with that structure, and then building from that. So yeah, I'm glad I captured that little that little tune. That one is definitely gonna album. Part is not though. That was from last album. That's Blue Lotus. Sorry, Acacia, not Blue Lotus. But I really like that one. It definitely 100% takes practice. It forces you to know where your hands are. So it's good if you're working on a kind of a simple piece, or a piece that has a lot of structure to it. If you just keep playing that, and start to look maybe just the tab you're looking at, and then convert to closing your eyes. It's all muscle memory, so obviously the more you play it, the better. But yeah, Blue Lotus is one of my favorites. I love that song. That was a medley between Blue Lotus and whatever this new song will be named. But yeah, it's a fun one. This scale, I'm telling you, I find it funny that people retune their instruments so frequently, and I know I have a lot of instruments. I always laugh too, because I'll read things online where people are pages. People have some instruments and quality and all of that, but I'm not a handpan flexer. There's lots of better known players that kind of flex the amount of instruments that they have, and I'm not someone that does that, but I have such a variety now that I feel like I have a very solid grasp on quality, obviously, and how to change my approach to match that. So absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Mr. Sundem Chum. I don't think I actually know your name. Or maybe I do, because you ordered the thing on the Indiegogo campaign. But thank you guys, as always, for your support. I'll play you something else on here. I don't play this scale enough. I need to spend more time with it. I've written so much on this scale, but... Thank you, darling Nick. Thank you, guys. But that, for example, is a piece that was written but improvised on top of, just because of that shift that I've had. Crystal, are you still in here? So, since you were asking about that, if you were looking at your instrument, Crystal, presuming you're still here, this is your 1, center or ding. Ding is on a handpan. 1 would be here. 2 would be to the left of the 1. 3 would be to the right of the 1. 4 is left of center. 5 is right of center. 6 is that. 7 is here. 8 is here. The easy way to remember the tab system that I use is that the whole right side are odd numbers and the whole left side are even numbers. So we have 1, 3, 5, 7, and then we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. The reason I don't use note names is not because I don't think they're valuable, they are. It doesn't really matter as a new player to know note names, and you're going to be able to pick up someone else's instrument, a handpan or a rav, and still be able to play that instrument, even though you don't know what notes there are. And one of the downfalls, again, along with getting stuck on things like ghost notes, because a lot of the material that's available really focuses in on the minutiae of things that don't matter at all. But having a pattern in your head that you know by position and by number by extension is super useful. So highly recommend you investigate that or do lessons as well. For people that haven't checked it out, I'm doing an Indiegogo campaign that's about almost halfway funded, and you can win a handpan, rav, and a mini baby handpan as well. Hello, Cameron. And also my Patreon is in my bio on my main homepage, and you can support me there if you just want to tip me for my music, or if you want to get tabs, videos, meetups, and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. Oh, you're screen recording? Yes, I can do it again, Crystal. So 1, closest to the bottom. 2 is to the left of that. 3 is to the right. 4 is left. 5 is right of center. 6 is that. 7, 8. Even numbers on the left side, odd numbers on the right side. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oops, 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, I'm going to play one more thing for you guys. I'm going to grab a different scale, and then we'll call it quits. I'll be right back. Alright, last tune. Anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me them as I'm playing this, and I'll look back. Sonido de Mano, by the way. Oh, cool. Thank you. How do you find nitrated steel? So nitrated and stainless, Cameron, are the same stability-wise. Nitrated, I hear handpan makers say that nitrated is not as good stability-wise long-term. I disagree. I've never had any issues with it, but yeah, it does kind of look like a horseshoe crab. You're right, Jody. Yeah, this sustain is insane. I love this instrument. I wouldn't trade this instrument for $1 million. I love it. This is a Sonido de Mano. I don't have a favorite. Anything but mints. I'm not a mint fan. What should I play? Ouroboros or Hegemony? You guys let me know if you know that. Either of those tunes. Some of you probably do. Again, this is a Sonido de Mano. Keep forgetting this is back a couple seconds, so maybe I will play. You like? I like. So I guess I like mint, but I don't like spearmint. That's the one that. Sorry, no, I like. Yeah, I don't like spearmint. I like peppermint. So I'm with you, Cameron. All right. Maybe I'll play. Yeah, I'll play this one. thank you guys for listening. Usually it cuts out in an hour, so I'm surprised that it's still going. If